Hey, good people, what's going on? Good afternoon from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm talking like this a little bit because I woke up pretty late and I slept like a baby last night. Very tiring. As you guys all know, in Bangladesh and all over the world, we are having holidays, 4 day long holiday for puja. And I would like to wish all my friends and followers who are watching me, I would like to say happy puja. And then I know I'd like to wish you happy holidays. Hopefully, wherever you are, you're celebrating, enjoying your stay and vacation, right? So, Dhaka city is pretty empty. At first, I thought so, but I went out last night. I got stuck in jam because there was heavy rain, pool of water everywhere, and then the cars were not moving much. So I came back pretty late after midnight, and then I just crashed. And then the early morning, like around 4 5 a.m., it was raining heavily. So thunderstorm, beautiful weather. You can see from my room. I switch off my lights when I sleep, so you can see through this door. You can see the lightning. It's very beautiful, but the sounds were scary. So upcoming months are winters, and winter is a very fabulous time for most. For me, sometimes I want to enjoy it, but I get sick because of the cold. I am very prone to the cold and the dust. So today I would like to show you three. I revisit. This is not new perfumes. These are all old fragrances. These ones I have. I am very proud to have them, and I had a couple of these bottles and I finished them. So these are two of these are my new bottles. Speaking a little bit introduction, so you know what. So Barbershop, three of my Barbershop perfumes mean like these are masculine, little bit retro, little bit not animalic, but mostly Barbershop fragrances are inspired by being at a barber. Like there's a perfume called Being at Barbershop from Mason Martin Margiela. I used to own that. I don't have it anymore. And this fragrance a little bit like a spicy lavender in you. Like when you smell them in general, you are it evokes feeling of being in a barbershop, and you see the beautiful light at the barbershop, the red, white, and blue light, and also shaving foam like Drakkar Noir, great one, Zino Davidoff. Not showing you those. So I have plenty of barbershops. Okay, so barbershop feel a little bit classy, a little bit mature, and not love at first sniff for the beginners. So I'll show you three, and these three are pretty expensive. Okay, I'll tell you the exact price. They are kind of like similar price point, but they're not cheap. But if you invest money in good perfumes, they give you that good return or the satisfaction. So that's why I'm doing this. Okay, so I don't know where I'm going to start. Let me start, I think, which I feel is the cheapest here. And when I say cheapest, it's not actually cheap. This is called Penhaligon Sartorial. Let me show you the bottle. I love Penhaligon's bottles. Okay, they are beautiful. Man, the sometimes when you just wake up, the mustache or like something, like one hair goes like up and then it spoke you like, hey, messing with you today. Okay, so yeah, this is Sartorial. Very beautiful yellow juice with this nice ribbon and the nice sort of crystal like cap. These are very beautiful. Only thing I don't like is the glasses are very thin. If you drop this, I have dropped many bottles in my time, they survived, because they have heavy base. But sometimes when you have expensive fragrances and they give you thin bottles, they will have no chance to survive. One, you drop it, this is gone. But Sartorial, I bought, the cheapest I bought was $120 or $130. Now this thing goes, hold on, let me fix that. I am not, yeah, sorry about that. I'm very OCD kind of person. I keep like fidgeting and stuff. It looks annoying. When I see the videos later, I'm sorry, I feel bad. So this thing, it cheapest I bought was $120, but now I think this one has gone up to $180, like that. And cheapest you can get perhaps $160. So that is not cheap. And if this is the cheapest in this list, so you understand the next one's going to be more expensive. So Sartorial, when I tried it, this thing got me interested because I saw a review. Maybe Sebastian Zara or someone who said this fragrance is inspired by being in a tailor shop in modern era in the city center, something like that. Contemporary, suit tailors, like where they make, there's a lot of needles involved, nice little clothes, and they cut it, the scissors. So they do have a smell. Every place has a smell and a feel. This one is inspired by that. So this one I think is honey, and all these things are barbershop, but they have their own twist and own smell. They're not the same. So this thing has a honey note, I think, and it has the lavender. It's very posh. Let me wear it a little bit actually, just to remind myself because I haven't worn it in a while. Just go a little bit and it's dripping. Yeah, you can see it's dripping. So sprayer works. Okay, right. So when I smell this one, the opening just blows you away, It's like, for me, this smells like a niche perfume, obviously, and it smells like a very high-end fragrance. And if you compare this with some of the other ones in the designer side, like let's say Bogart Purum, you'll find some similarity between Bogart Purum and this, like the opening wise. Maybe there's a cherry vibe, and it is very similar to Bogart Puram. If you cannot afford this, get the Bogart, but Bogart goes different direction. On the dry down, that thing goes cherry, tobacco, and kind of smells like pure heaven, but in a synthetic way. This thing has a similar opening, but the lavender play that comes, little bit of spices, lavender, and the up top it has the cherry, honey, sort of citrus, thing going on. Very classy, alluring fragrance. You can suit it up. I think this fragrance will be best if you suit it up and wear it in a mild cold weather. That will be perfect. I sometimes get spotty longevity from this. That's why I finished this much and I sold my previous bottle. But now I understand it's not always about performance. It's always about the composition. One of the best fragrances, Sartorial. And Penhaligon's house in general are not great performers to be. They're not known for performing like Joe Malone, Acqua di Parma. This house, I would say most of the fragrances last like 1 to 2 hour stops, but this one, they have some of the other ones, the Middle Eastern inspired, the dark ones like Halfeti or what Legacy of Petra. Those ones, they last a long, long time. So Babylon, great one. So second one I'm going to show you is the second, like more expensive, which is called Tom Ford Jour. So the last one's going to be most expensive, okay? And I'll show you why. Tom Ford Jour is my second bottle. This one, I had this much. I sold off my partial bottle because I needed some cash. But then I was missing it. So this thing and Zino Davidoff get a lot of comparison. Some say Zino Davidoff is the designer version of it, but I think Zino was released earlier. I could be wrong. And then Tom Ford was released. But the best thing about Zino is people say that is Johnny Depp's signature scent. And I really was inspired to buy that. I had used 4 bottles of Zino, decanted, used, whatever. So I can tell you there is definite connection between this and Zino. And I would say if you can afford this, go for Zino. But Zino will give you a little bit of extra notes like dark notes, kind of like a mocha coffee note. This thing is just clean. And they have used citruses, very beautiful opening. It smells actually fresh in the opening. When you spray this, you feel like, oh, mild spice and citrus is going to be a summer scent. Yes, it can be, but if you put too much, then you'll see why it's not, okay? Because the main player of these are 3 or 4 kinds of lavender, like Sultan Vetiver by Nishane. They utilize so many notes of vetiver, and that's the best vetiver fragrance so far. It's very power packed. So is this, but not perhaps as pungent. But this thing, the classiness of this is the lavender. It is a perfect gentleman, and it will take you maybe 2 to 3 years to understand Tom Ford. If you go through some Tom Fords, I have had some of my Tom Fords. This is one of the more classier ones. Okay, this is not a screamer, but it's a long lasting beastly performer, but not a screamer. People go past you, they smell you, and they give you compliments like you do smell like James Bond. Okay, so that's sort of a fragrance. This is a little bit higher class than Sartorial, in my humble opinion. Sartorial is like for certain crowd. This is mass appealing. Like anybody smell this. This is safer barbershop, in my humble opinion, and you can smell the quality like Grey Vetiver, Tom Ford. There are many vetivers out there, but Tom Ford Grey Vetiver smells distinctive. People know how well-rounded that is, right? So you spend a little bit more money, and this thing I think costs now $180, so maybe $20, $30 more than the Sartorial, and it's a better grade fragrance, better longevity. So that's the second one. So third one I'm gonna go is the fragrance is the most expensive, sadly. This used to be, when I got it, it was the same price as the Sartorial, but as time progressed in Bangladesh, wherever I bought this from, it's called Sandara. They are the only ones carrying this. This is called DS and Durga Burning Barbershop. This is the number 1 today. Okay, number 1 today in terms of smell, not the price only. Now it costs $200 plus to get this, and the small 50 ml. It will cost you $120. So that is not cheap. And DSN Durga is not very well known in Bangladesh, in our subcontinent, but this brand, let me tell you something. Yeah, the prices are not justified. I'm sorry to say this is not worth $220, okay, or $200. But if you spend like 120 to 30 for 100 ml, you'll see why this is one of the best niche perfumes. The presentation, if you check my review, you'll see beautiful packaging comes in, and the bottles are very sturdy. And these are bottle differences between this and Sartorial. This is very heavy glass, and it's very well built. The caps are very, very strong, and this thing has a cute little atomizer. So let me spray this. Okay, let me put some on my hand. I can smell it. This thing is one of my favorites because it is a very daring perfume. If you want to buy a niche, okay, I'm pretty sure you don't want to buy a crowd pleaser like 10 other fragrances smell alike, okay? Why? Because niche is supposed to be natural ingredients, a little bit rare. The smell wise, it will be a little bit unique. So people who smell it on you and they may like it, may not like it, but they would say, wow, that's different. So that's the whole purpose of niche for me. Otherwise, like let's say niche is a clone of something, it is very uninspiring for me. You spend a lot of money to get a clone, which happens, you know, Parfum de Marly and some of the other houses, they do make, even Bond Number 9, they are niche house, but they do make dupes. Some smell like Aventus, some smell like, I don't know, something, you know. So this house, Burning Barbershop, this perfume, I'll talk about it, but this house, I smelled 10 to 12 fragrances. Every single fragrance, Vetiver, Radio Bombay, Durga, I think there are a few ones, and I want a Cowboy Grass. And my favorite would be, I think there was Amber Kiso. See, these are the people, you know, now you can hear it, right? They do this all day. Horrible people, horrible street people. Sorry to say. Okay, so they have fragrances. I want to get Amber Kiso, but the prices are so high. This thing, I never ever get bored of it. When I spray this, every time it mesmerizes me, never gets me bored because of the smell of dhoop. And dhoop is something like incense. I think perhaps the holy smoke. This is the holy smoke plus barbershop, and it is plenty nice. You know, it is like when you smell it, you do not think it's a perfume. You think it's a smell coming from a special place like a temple, and it's so much more than a perfume. You cannot figure out like how did they make this, right? So that's the brilliance of this perfume, and the performance from this is the strongest among these three, right? So these are the three barbershop I want to discuss. Burning Barbershop definitely smells like a little bit of a fire, a little bit of smoke, and then the vetiver, and then the spices, and definitely lavender play. But this is the most masculine out of the three and most powerful, followed by Tom Ford and then the Sartorial. But any of these you go, any direction you go, you will not go wrong. Even the Burning Barbershop has a little bit of a honey, I think also. It's like a little bit sweet. Yeah, it is sweet, but it's more on the powerful spicy side, right? So these kind of fragrances are try, not blind buy worthy. But if you are bored with your sweet, playful, you know, how long you're gonna be playing Invictus, 1 Million, or Jean Paul? Yeah, you played enough, right? You are in your 30s, maybe you want to settle down, or you're already married, got a kid, and you do have like now you dress more like a grown-up man rather than, you know, like with your boys and all. So that time you can perhaps try these, and they are really really fabulous. So there are plenty more to explore for me, but I do buy stuff that I really really love. This tree I really love. Okay, thanks for watching. I write down the names for you, and perhaps you can try them and do let me know which ones you like better. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. See you soon.